Hello everyone, my name is Mia and I'm going to talk about and analyze a movie, Juno. This movie is called Juno, which is the main character's name. In this movie, you could find really American things quite easily. Those that might be what we Japanese think strange, surprising, or just wow. Here are what I'm going to talk about. Language, so American, Juno's changing, cultural dimensions, and conclusion. For first these three, I'm just going to talk a little bit about them. Let me start with three themes what I found in this movie. First, notice the language they speak. There must be many words you don't understand because they are slang. Juno and her friend Leah speak teeny way of speaking. Something like when Juno says, I am forces up the spout when she's calling Leah. This sentence simply means she's sure that she's pregnant. Leah also uses some words that you don't really usually find in textbook. Honest to blog. Now, this honest to blog basically means honest to God. However, in this technology world, blogs have been the one for people checked as fact in recent years. For them, honest to blog is more realistic than honest to God. Also, Leah says so many times dude, dude, and dude all the time. Now, this word dude is something like man or bro. I guess I could say this dude is more boyish word. Because of this word dude, we can see how well they get along with each other. Second, I have found things this is so American and what you barely see in Japan. For example, driving. Juno is 16-year-old high school student, drives a big van and goes wherever she wants. Even though Japan and America have big different reasons for driving, this might show one of American characteristics. Here I say self-reliance and taking a risk. Next thing that I have found American thing is this girl at Clinic Woman Now. This girl, I think she's also a teenager, is supposed to work on patients and help them with smooth service. But she's playing game and she doesn't even look at Juno. I have never seen workers like this in Japan. I will never be able to find someone like this in Japan. However, I have actually seen many workers like her in America. Where? For example, starting with my most favorite place in the world, Taco Bell, Starbucks, Lotus Pretzels, and the Burger King. They were everywhere in America. Finally, the most funny and exaggerated thing that I have found in this movie is this thing. How in this little island can I find a teacher like her? We actually have a health guidance slash class in schools, but this is impossible to happen in Japan. Teachers tell us the importance of condom to prevent pregnancy, but nobody brings a banana in the classroom and actually demonstrates how to put it on. This is so direct word. They admit facts as it is, while we Japanese tend to hide things. Speaking of pregnancy, this is a graph of what percentages of teen pregnant actually get abortion. Truth is, 29% of teen pregnant women are getting abortion, 57% of all ending giving birth, and the rest of them 14% have a miscarriage. And actually 82% of all teenage pregnancies are unintended, like Juno's case. Now, speaking of teenagers, Juno is always trying to be or act like an adult. She actually has to deal with adult topic with grown-ups. However, there are some scenes that you can see her as a teenager and as a girl. I am going to focus on her outfits. This is her first time she goes to Mark's and Vanessa's house. She really doesn't care about her outfits. Green t-shirt, boys shirt, and jeans. Compared to her friend Leah, you don't think Juno is a cute girl in this scene. This is the second scene she goes to Mark and Vanessa's. She wears a skirt. She didn't wear a skirt actually before she went to school on this day, but she put skirt on her because she goes to see Mark. Finally, when she goes visit them as a third time, she wears lipstick. This is a huge difference from first look. Here, as you can see, she's still a teenager, 16-year-old little girl. Eventually, let me talk about cultural dimension that you can see from this movie. I am going to pick up 3 particular scenes for this. First, meeting a lawyer. When you meet someone who is older than you, or who is professional, or maybe just a stranger, how do you greet them? You might want to greet them with respect and not like when you greet to your friend. But this is what Juno did.
Go to house.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And this, of course,
She shakes her hand like she does when she meets her dudes. That's like what's up man's handshaking, which girls really do, I think. This particularly shows that there are no hierarchy idea in America. Juno doesn't think about who is old or who is young. She just sees the facts, what is going on here, and who is better or older than who just doesn't matter. Secondly, Juno's behavior in the house quite surprised me. First, when she enters the house, she enters like she does in her house, like this.
Juno, wow, I didn't expect to see you here.
Yeah, I have something really cool to show you guys. Is Vanessa here?
Nope. Actually, she's working late tonight. Just trying to...
Also, when she finds and picks up Mark's guitar, she doesn't even ask permission from Mark. While I was watching these things, I thought, this will never happen to anyone in Japan. We always ask for permission. Because what if the owner doesn't want anyone to touch his guitar? What if the owner is busy and actually he or she doesn't want you to come to their house? In this case, I consider myself as a really cautious person compared to Juno. I am not sure if she's taking a risk or not, but at least she's not cautious at all. Finally, expressing yourself. We Japanese usually think that Americans says what they want to say directly, and that's how things should work. Opinion is an opinion. You could see this idea from this scene where Juno's stepmother says things to the doctor with words like this or like this. Let's take a look at this.
Could be utterly negligent. Maybe they'll do a far shittier job of raising a kid than my dumbass stepdaughter ever would. Have you considered that?
Now, even if you are said such rude things by someone, you wouldn't speak out like her. I wouldn't. I would remain silent. But in America, if you remain silent when you have to actually speak up, you might end up being a loser. You have to have a confidence what you're saying, and you have to have to express that all the time. Unless that's your opinion, you are not wrong. So here's my brief conclusion. This movie, Juno, might be just comedy movie about a teen pregnant girl, but this movie actually indicates some points which is happening in America, mainly about sexual action in teen age, and the American dream. People realize your dream might not come true, but having hope and doing for it is nothing wrong. But in any case, you need to have yourself, your opinion, and figure out what you do in your future. This movie might not be realistic movie that much, but still tell you some ways of thinking straightforwardly. This concludes on my analysis movie Juno. Thanks for listening and watching.